Hello, hello. I I'm so dumb. I wow, I'm very dumb. I forgot to set up the sounds. So that's one thing. I forgot to have the sounds on. You guys are just staring at no sounds for 5 minutes. Very good job, Rua. Very good job. And I also forgot to put it to my starting screen soon. My starting screen soon. My starting soon screen. I forgot to do that as well. I think it's just been I haven't streamed in a little bit. No wait, that's a lie. I streamed like 3 days ago, which is still a little bit, but I guess I just I was doing a gaming stream I think, and I forgot to like change a bunch of stuff over after I done that. So yeah, I just didn't do my usual pre-stream tracks. Uh, but I feel like I always forget at least one or two things when I'm streaming. Whenever I'm like going to start stream, I'm like, okay, do I have everything ready in some fashion? And it's like the amount of times I forget to, I don't know, post on Twitter or I forgot to move a certain sound over. But this time it was a double whammy. I forgot the sound and the starting soon. Kind of just what a very boring way to start the stream. You're just staring at. I think all you had was Brua. You just had Brua staring silently into your souls on a riverbank. But you know that's not a bad way. But hello everyone. I hope you're all doing very very well. Uh, I'm pretty good, I have to say. I'm doing pretty good. Oh God. I oh my that was a crack. Okay. My I'm kind of off for the next while from certain financial responsibilities, work as others call it, and basically I'm going to have not a lot more free time, but definitely a good chunk of free time for the next good couple of weeks anyway. And that should mean that I'll be able to get a lot more streams in because I won't be worried about, oh no, I have to get up early so I can do this thing. I can, once I get into a routine of studying hard and all that, I think I should be fine. There will be a period in a couple of weeks where, a few months, where there'll likely be no streams for like a week and a half. But that won't take too long. I do feel like in the past month or so, I have unfortunately kind of not been streaming as much as I should have. Now, to be fair, I will say I have been playing D&D on Regulus's stream. I think that counts as a stream for one of my days, but I'm not doing like, Rua channel streams. It's a little bit different. But I do hope to get back into a bit more of a proper routine because I think it's definitely not good for it's very easy to fall off the streaming kind of routine. I think you leave it for like a week or two, and suddenly you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to. No, Pip, no, stop, no, get get away from me, get away from me, get no Facebooks. How dare you? How are you doing, Pip? How's you getting on? I know you're just fighting through. You're fighting through getting done with school. I hope it's going okay. Oh, it's a cute emote. It's a very cute emote. It's been very warm here in Ireland for the last couple of weeks. Really, it's been very very warm, and unfortunately, it's still kind of warm. You know what? Actually, I'm kind of warm. I'm kind of warm. I'm gonna just change into shorts. There we go. That's better. I think I like somehow. Oh, there we go. I think I like somehow pulled like a muscle in my foot or something. Like, because I'm getting like this like slight pain when I put my weight on on one of my foot. I'm getting like a slight pain right above the heel, kind of on the inside. It's a little bit annoying, but hey, what can you do? What can you do? I'll just rest it. I'll just be careful. Although I'm gonna be doing a lot of walking tomorrow. I'm gonna be walking to. I'm gonna be walking up to singing. Yay! So that'll be fun. But I'll just take it easy. I'll just take it easy. You're doing okay. School sucks, and you're getting beaten up by work. Oof. As someone who studies, and works, I completely understand, Pip. I completely understand how tiring it is. Break the bones. I would rather not break any bones. I would not. I would really rather not break any bones. Speaking of injuries, remember? Do you guys remember? You meant homework, but yeah, it's tough. No. Oh, okay. I see. Do you guys remember I dropped like a barbell on my foot I want to say like 2 months back or something? No, I think that was like 4 months back actually, if I remember. Yeah, I think that was like 4 months back or something. Did I never tell you that, Pip? Maybe you weren't around when I told the story. Yeah, I was in the gym and I was just stupid. I was taking a barbell off a rack, which I've done literally probably thousands of times. But this time I clearly just didn't have a proper... You think you were here for only a few months? No, I think you've been here for a good while. But yeah, no, but I think this happened while you were here. I definitely think this happened while you were here. But I think maybe you just weren't on the stream then. But the barbell slipped out of my hands. I just didn't have a proper grip on it. And it landed on my foot. Well, it landed kind of on my toes. And somehow I didn't break anything. It was amazing. But ever since then, like once all like the bruising was settled down, I just had like at the bottom of my toe, at the bottom of my nail, because I think the barbell landed like just under the bottom of my big toenail. Oh yeah, I was very lucky, very very lucky. That was kind of reddish black. It almost looked like... It was very funny because I went to a doctor just to ask her about it. Was like, hey, does this look okay? And it's a GP, and she was like, oh, that almost looks like you have your nail painted, because it was quite like kind of dark purple. But all that was is just like, I guess blood was kind of there. It was just wounded, and then once it stopped, but like the nail kept growing, and the bruised nail, the like bruised nail, kept growing as well. It's only just now, so like a good couple of months back this happened. I think this happened in like early January. The tip of that like patch is only just now reaching the edge of my like toenail. Is like just now reaching the top of my toenail. It's actually a really wild thing to see it slowly grow out. That sounds kind of disturbing. It's kind of cool though. It's kind of cool. You know what was really cool today actually that I saw? I was after the gym, I went for a small run. And I think I had a little bit of chicken stuck in my teeth. I had chicken curry today. It was very tasty. Rui, you're creeping me out. No. No. Shut up. I went out for a bit of run. Hello, Mike. Hi. Woo. Hi, Mike. And hello, Gusto. Hello. I still sometimes get caught out. I have to reread your name at the beginning because D does similar. D does the D mode, the D heart. It's very cute. But so after the gym, I did some back. So I did back and biceps today, which is kind of my I guess that's sort of like a pull day, but not like... I guess my routine is like back, biceps, chest, triceps, legs and shoulders, and then I might do kind of like, I might do forearms on back bicep day and whatever. But anyway, after the gym, I went for a small run. You're having curry for breakfast right now. I'd like curry for breakfast. You know what I really want to try? I really want to try omu rice. I know it looks nice. It looks really good. I really want to try it. Touching grass went crazy. Oh yeah, Mike, you're back from your camping trip. I hope it was enjoyable. You never had curry. Is it good? Depends on the curry you get, but I would say almost any curry that I've gotten has been very nice. I would say, Pip, if you want, I would probably recommend like a tikka masala or something nice and simple, not too strong at the beginning. Or you could just get like, you could go for a Thai green curry, which is a bit spicier. A red curry is a little bit less spicy. You don't think you're into curry? I think if you tried it, you'd really like it, Pip. It's really tasty. It's really tasty, especially if you get some good naan breads. But anyway, I was off kind of just going for a little bit of a jog, and I go down into this kind of little boreen area. Just like there's just a stream, a little river, and there's a couple of stone bridges along there. So I'm going along. I get to the stone bridges, and as I'm kind of like moving, I see a bird. I see like a tiny little bird. I think was it. What type of bird was it? I think I might know. Let me quickly look up. I think it might have been like a finch. I think it might have been some kind of finch, maybe. Wait, are those in Ireland? I think they are. Yeah, finches are. Yeah. I saw them fly down from the tree, and I saw him go into at first I thought he like crashed into the bridge, and I was like, oh my god, oh no, and I was like looking in the river. But then he had gone into a little hole in the side of the bridge. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I saw him poke his little face out, and he like looked around and he flew off. How was everyone's weekend? My weekend was pretty good. Pretty good. It was nice and relaxed, nice and cozy. You had a lovely weekend. Most of it was actually watch-alongs while you cooked. Ooh, very nice. What were you watch-alonging? You saw a special bird when you went camping as well. A great hornbill was skulking about the trees. Wait, hornbill? Whoa, okay, I see why they're called a hornbill. Oh my god. That guy's crazy looking. Oh my god, look at the color on him. Hang on. Let me get a photo of him on stream for you guys. Where is it? Look at that. Look at this guy. He is so cool looking. Is this what you're talking about? Is this what you saw? You should have... Mike, you should have, like, picked him up. You should have took him away. He kept you up all night with his cackling. Oh, I bet they're a very loud bird. I bet they're a very loud bird. He was 100 meters away. You could have been like Mr. Tickle. Mr. Tickle from the Mr. Men series and just used like stretchy long arms. It would have been fine. But that's such a cool bird. That is such a cool bird. He looks like a parrot that got like a mohawk. Or like a hornbill, I guess. Like, yeah, no, I guess a horn, yeah. You got kookaburras near your house, you can relate. Oh, I heard kookaburras are like so loud. I heard that they will keep you up all day. They're like they're like little fat guys, aren't they? Kinda. They're kind of I don't want to say small, but they're kind of like they're a little bit and they're kind of chubby. You should look up their call. Maybe I will. Why does it remind you of Rio de Janeiro? I would assume because they're like birdies. You think you only have crows that would bother you? Yeah, little chubby kingfishers. I think I've mentioned this before. But I think barn owls are like the coolest looking animal. Or at least one of them. They're definitely up there. Okay, baby barn owls look like they're in some kind of armored, fluffy mech suit. But where's a good image of the barn owl? There he is. I think these guys look so cool. I think that's coming from owls are your favorite animals. That's a good choice. I think barn owls are definitely one of my favorite animals. But it's definitely from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Wong Shi Tong, the owl in the library, is definitely where I think I get my love of these guys. Other than just the fact that they're really, really cool looking. I love their. What would you guys say? Do you guys think that they have a heart-shaped face, or do you think it looks like you cut an apple? Cut an apple in half. You know, I think I've talked about this before. Knower of 1,000 things. That's not a lot of things to know about, let's be honest here. Apple, yeah, they do look like an apple. They do look like, even their eyes look like seeds. Wang Shi Thong, Thong? No. Wang Shi Tong, 1,000 isn't a lot of things to know. But maybe they're like 1,000 really, really specialized things. Apple seed eyes. Those are probably crazy good eyes too. But they're so cute looking. They're just cute little guys. This. Hang on. I want. Do I still have that image open of the other one? There was an image of a baby barn owl. He looks so funny. Baby barn owl. I just want to make sure that. I feel like this might be like a doctored image of a baby barn owl, but doesn't he look like he's in some kind of like armored suit? He looks like he got into a mech. Like I can imagine him walking forward and being like, prepare for annihilation. That was terrible. I'm sorry. Someone should cut an apple in half and put it side to side. I think it would be really cool. I think like I'd like to have a barn owl. Maybe. If I had a lot of space, I'd love to own like a big tract of land, and like, you know, I just have the barn owl friend, and I just send him off. He can just like go for flights and then come back. Because I don't think there's a lot of animals that will mess with a barn owl. They're like pretty big. Maybe hawks. Hawks might, but even hawks might be like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna fuck with that guy. He has a big face. Because they don't look like other birds, do they? I know there's loads of different types of birds, but like most birds have like, you know, the beak and stuff. The barn owl just has a flat face. Most birds have like pointy face. They have flat. They have apple face. You would never own a bird in a cage. That's the thing. I'd feel really bad about keeping them in a cage. It would just feel wrong. It would just feel very, very wrong, I feel. You wanna look after them. Okay, I think I need to turn on the light because my tracking is going a little. Hang on. Who's X? No, I would never clip wings. That's terrible. Hello, I'm back. Hello. Hello, Lialike. Welcome in. It's nice to see you. Oh my god. You don't know why people clip animals when sometimes it's harmless? It's the same thing with, like, Doberman's ears. Do you guys know that they, like, clip Doberman's ears to have them, like, stand up tall? And I won't lie, it's a really cool look. It's a really cool, like the Doberman with the tall ears is a really cool look, but no, it's like when like dogs used to get their, I don't really see it anymore. I don't see like dogs getting their tail cut anymore. That was a really weird one. They used to put that like band around their tail. I never got that. But yeah. I never understood that. I think it was for certain dog breeds. For certain dog breeds, I think like the tailless look was preferred. But I don't see it too much anymore. I do still see it with like certain breeds, kind of like pit bulls and stuff. But they already have kind of small tails. Gives them more like a little nub. But yeah, no, I definitely wouldn't want to do that to a birdie. A wee nub. Gives them a wee nub. You need to shower. Your arms are full black. Lila, what were you doing? Were you playing in the mud? Were you under a car doing some oil stuff? Were you fighting, working? Duh. But like, in what way though? Were you shoveling hot coals? Were you climbing through a steam engine's coal train? Your friend rescued a staffy with a tail like that. Aw, cute. I bet he's a good boy. Mary Poppins. Yeah, maybe you were doing like. Was that what you were doing? Were you climbing up through a chimney? Were you a chimney sweep? Were you like put up on a little seat and you were pushed up? You were working on wind turbines? Ooh, that's really cool. Really cool. There's always like fights in Ireland where like people want to put up wind turbines but other people don't want them near their houses, which makes sense. They make a lot of noise, but also it's like, you know, some people don't like them. The modern Mary Poppins. Especially because large areas of Ireland are like owned by people. Large fields and stuff where they'd put them up, so they need to get their permission. Actually, I believe actually the biggest mountain in Ireland, Carron Tool, which I've actually been up. It's a very nice climb up the Devil's Ladder. What was I going to say? The Devil's Carron Tool, the actual land there is owned by. I don't know if the mountain itself. I don't think the mountain, but I think the track leading up to it is owned by someone, and it's only because they allow people go through their land that like people are able to go climb that mountain. I guess you could go another way, but there's a really cool lake. There's a really, really cool lake down around the back of Carron Tool. If you go up the Devil's Ladder way and you go down then like the other side and you keep going down that way, you'll come to like this crazy lake. I remember that's what we did. We went up the Devil's Ladder and then we continued to the top of Carron Tool. Then we went over the other way, like saying hi to the people who were also coming up that way. And then we went down and around and we came to this lake and we just chilled out there for a while. It was a great stopping point. You would want to hog the power from a wind turbine all for yourself. There's just like a little plug. There's just like a plug that you put a plug into, or a socket, sorry, just a little socket that you just plug into, and then you hook it up to a generator at your house, and it's just like free electricity. His name is Diesel, and he's tried to hump you at sleepovers many times. Dogs and their weirdness. You could do that though, could you? Could you just like? Well, yeah, I assume there would be ways to hook up things, but I like to imagine that there's just a big plain old plug. If you had a few millions, yeah, you could make your own, I suppose. I do know that there's like obviously small turbines, but what if you were like really, really rich and you were able to bribe? You like lived in the middle of a town, like the middle of a city, but you were like really rich. And you just bribed the planning people to allow you build like an entire wind turbine, like a big proper one, in your back garden. And it's just in the middle of the city. That'd be funny. Hang on. There we go. All good. All good. I've gotten a stopwatch for exam stuff in a couple of months. I turned it on and now it beeps every hour and I don't know how to turn it off. I have the instructions somewhere, but I feel like it's like an hourly alarm, fire alarm sound. I'm noticing it every time, so I do apologize if you guys just randomly hear a beep. You need safety. You have to build it at least a few kilometers away from houses, and you have to have the right ground. Yeah, no. I'm sure there's like loads of safety procedures. But if someone was like, I'll give you, like, just let me build this for like $1 billion. And they were like, okay, cool. And then you just have this giant wind turbine. But yeah, I imagine the amount of like procedures is insane. It's like with any building thing. I wish they could finish the fucking children's hospital here in Ireland. That thing's taken. That thing has overran the budget by like billions. It's ridiculous. I genuinely think that they need to do a massive audit and like figure out what's going on there, and like full scale investigation. Because I think the country is just being taken for a ride. Anyway, it was a good gym session actually. But anyway, sorry. I think we got talking about birds. Um, we were talking about birds because there was that little hole in the wall in the bridge. There's a hole in the bridge. There's a hole in the wall in the bridge, hanging over the stream. There's a hole in the wall on the bridge, hanging over the stream. Okay, no, we're not gonna do. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea, song. But yeah, there was a little hole, and the birdies were going into it, and they'd like poke their face out, and then a second birdie flew in there, and then they both flew out together. It was really cute. I was like, oh my god! I'm pretty sure they were preparing a nest because they kept flying over to the trees and then back, and they kept like putting stuff in there. What I ended up doing was I actually walked onto the bridge and I kind of like leaned over a little bit. Don't worry, it's not like a really high bridge. It's like a few feet into a river. Not even a river. It's a stream. The water is about a foot at most. I put my phone down by the hole and kind of just recorded in there. I might keep an eye on them. I might keep an eye on them in the next couple of weeks. I wonder if I'll see like, what if I saw chicks? What if I saw little chickies? That'd be cute. It's a really good nest though. It's just like a big space. I kind of looked in. It's just like a big space in the wall. But it's like the hole itself is kind of small. Like I don't think any like birds of prey would be able to get in there. They'd be able to get their face in there, but not deep in there. So I hope those little birdies are nice and safe. Your boss always said if you want one in your backyard, you just don't know how to get a crane there. But yeah, that's gonna be something I'm gonna keep an eye on. I did take a video of them going into the hole, so I may share it on Twitter later. Oh, there's also a thing on Twitter that I have up that I posted. Well, I retweeted and I stole the image. But it's one of those, like, for every like, I'll answer the next question thingy. Ruadh, your kitty is sleeping right in front of me. You sent a pic to the Discord. Let me see the kitty. You don't use Twitter? I'm sorry, Pip. I'm sorry. Animals and pets. Oh, she's eeping. Is she what are they called? A Siamese cat? I think that's what they're called. Hang on, no, I don't want to save it to that folder. Let me show you guys. Look at Gusto's kitty. Look at his kitty. Baby. What a baby. Can you steal? No, Pip, you can't steal other people's pets. No. Aww. Aww, I want to pet her. She'd scratch me because I'd interrupt her sleeping. She's a seal point ragdoll? Huh, what? Agent Hello, Agent the Demon. That's quite the name because I believe you are my 666 follower. I was going to say I hope someone else follows soon because I don't like my number being 666, but then someone named Agent the Demon follows. Oh no. Kitty. The kitty is very cute. Seal? Wait. That's a name of a cat? That's that cat type? Oh, wait. Oh my god, they're so cute. They're very, very cute. Hello, Agente Demon. Is that how you pronounce that? Wait, no. Agent Demon. Is that how it's pronounced? I may be reading it incorrectly. Thank you, Nora, for the head pat. Thank you, thank you. Whoa, that was a loud bang. Where did that come from? Agente Demon. Oh, get his ass, Sari. Get his ass. Hello, Cinnabonny. Hey, ya too. Hi, it's nice to see you. Hi. Hi, Cinny. Hi, Nora. I like bunnies too. A family member had, who's this beautiful lion sleeping? This is Gusto's kitty. What's her name? What's her name? I want to call her. No, then I'd like wake her up. If I called her, she'd look around and be like, "Who the hell's that?" I'm gonna fight him. But please give her gentle pats for me, Gusto. That is my homework for you, from my stream. This is your Rua home. Oh, sorry, you said yes, Yumi, yes. That is your homework for the stream, to give your kitty pets, like Yumi. Very cute, very cute. No, Pip, don't steal. No steal. You shall steal her? Pip is already trying to steal her. Pip is already... Okay, Gusto. Get a gun, okay? Get a gun and give it to Yumi. You already stole her? Happening right now? Oh, no. Oh, no. Or him. Sadly, she just went outside. Oh, I see. Hello, Lancelot. Fuck you, Lancelot. Thank you for the push-up redeem. I will do it in a little bit. I will do it in a little bit. Don't get a gun? I think you should get a gun. Oh no, wait. Cinnabunny said she just went outside. You're just turning into Gusto. Get a gun. Yeah, they're trying to steal his kitty. How many push-ups was the redeem? The push-up redeem is typically... I typically aim for about like 25 to 30 push-ups per redeem. That seems like a usual like a good one. Good luck with the gun retrieval. They're legal in Australia. Do you guys not have like a farmer one? Do you guys have like a farmer one where it's like if you're a farmer you can own a shotgun? Nobody mentioned doing it legally. No, don't give the mods any reason, or the Twitch people any reason to like be like he's trying to make people buy guns. Well, I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm just saying, it could be illegal. But I mean, like, if you're going to rue as a mobster, out of stock on you. Oh yeah, I do put a cooldown on it, or like something. Tommy gun distribution. Tommy guns are so cool. They're just such a good looking weapon. There's something about the Tommy gun that just looks good. Do keep me reminded of the push-up redeem, by the way. I'm just kind of chilling for a little bit while I think. Hang on. No, Nora, that redeem doesn't... No, wait, no, hang. No. That redeem is only meant to be used... That redeem is only meant to be used during... Like when I'm using the 3DO ASMR microphone. Not just like anywhere. No, you can't combine those two. That's not fair. You can't. No, I'm gonna be like any other male VTuber who does ASMR. Oh no. putting on like their not their deepest voice, but their most like sultry voice, and being like, "My good," like something like that. That's the dream. You haven't heard the vamp voice? I do. Well, hang on. There's another vampire voice, Gusto. Vampire voice is kind of like my attempt at doing an Asterion voice, but I could also do this kind of voice. Ah. I know Pip hates this voice. I don't know what other people think of it, but it makes me laugh. We followed you in hopes of slowly turning you into a cliche VTuber. It was the guy from Hotel Transylvania you were thinking of? Yeah, the Count from Sesame Street. Wait, was he Sesame Street? I think he was Sesame Street. You just hate the thing. One, two, three, Now Sesame Street. Say it. Well, I do suppose I should be trying to do. No, wait, hang on. This is more Quarion's voice. Quarion from my D&D stream. Quarion is sort of close to the vampire voice, I suppose. But I feel like Asterion when I try and do the vampire voice is a little bit more like this. Is this right? Is this the kind of voice? Why was I doing a Stewie Griffin impression? No, not the Stewie Griffin impression. You paid for. You thought he just went after each number? He counts the. No, I don't think he counts the ahs. I just did that. Have a wee bit of a southern twang. I think, Mike, I think you just hear that. I think you just hear the southernness anywhere. Wait, hang on. Okay. Oh, I need to get into the mind frame of the. Okay, Nora, you have to tell me which version you want. And then I'll do the fucking thing in the vampire voice. But for now, I need to get into using the vampire voice. I need to use it for a little bit, and then I should be able to be fine. No, Mike, I don't feel like this voice has much of a sudden twang at all, but maybe I don't hear it. But again, I think maybe you just like hearing my voice supposedly having a southern twang. I think you just want me to go do. You just want me to do it. You just want me to do the voice that you like. But yeah, this is the yeah. Yeah, this is the kind of somewhat of a vampire voice, I suppose. There we go. Now I think I'm starting to get into it. Because this is quite distinct. I feel like this is a little bit more. This is a little bit further away from Quarion. When I'm playing him in D&D, I'm not going as much into this. Now, my marvelous Nora, you're going to have to give me which of the two you want. Well, I suppose the good and the bad, and which ones you want. What you want me to call you, my dear? Can we combine this with Katarua? Good. I suppose. I suppose. No. Don't do that. I suppose you want girl. Would you like boy instead? I can do that. I can you can choose. Either one works, but okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to spend like 5 minutes trying to get past this. I've done it for a while. I've done it a couple of times at this point, but it's still. I feel like I haven't done it in a while, and it's very difficult to get it to come out of my mouth. However, I do feel when I talk in this type of voice that it may be a little bit easier. Don't you agree, Nora? You got this. Well, thank you very much, Gusto, for your support in whatever the hell this bullying is. Sometimes I wonder if I should rebrand as a Vox knockoff. I wonder, could I do a lot better then? I could get a fake. I could get a face, like a voice changer, and knock my voice down a couple of octaves. Octaves? Oh no. But definitely down a little bit. Stream on Bilibili, yes. Well, I think I've already seen a fake Vox VTuber on Bilibili. But, okay. Nora, my marvelous little Nora. You are such a good girl. Oh my god, that is painful to do. Wolfie, my friend who does ASMR, how he does this on the regular, how someone like Sasabi who does this, I'll never know. But Nora, you are such a good girl. Thank you always for joining the stream and always being such a delight. Thank you, thank you. You're such a good girl. Okay, now that we've moved past that, do we need to... I feel like we need to get like a vampire Ruadh version of me. What would that involve? I guess I'd have sharp teeth. I might have... what else would I have? Would I just have like black hair? I feel like I'm trying to avoid this going into too much of a British accent. I feel like that's sort of what I'm doing. Red eyes. Ooh, yes, red eyes would be good. Yes, very good. Why am I suddenly like a villain? Maybe white and black hair. Who does that remind me of? And a cape. I already have a cape. Well, it's more of a cloak that has a hood. I feel like a hood would be quite important for a vampire. Do you think if a vampire wears like... Do you think if a vampire wears like just a full... I don't want to say this, but if he wears like a full leather outfit that covers every inch of him, there's possibly a suggestion or two of what type of outfit he could wear. Do you think he'd be protected by the sun? Cruella de Vil. Ooh, maybe. If vampire wear Why? Nora, why? Why would I possibly ask that kind of question? I think if I was to get that type of hair, Nora, I'd be very much a Cudella de Vil. No. You'd kind of look like a Boot Hill. What the hell is a Boot Hill? Boot Hill. What the fuck is a Boot Hill? Honkai Star. Oh, that's what a Boot Hill is. Oh. That actually would be nice. That would be nice. Okay. I think we're done. I think we're done with the vampire voice. You got your good girl. Okay. And now I'm going to very quickly do the push-ups. Oh man, the thing that I hate about summer. Is not the dead air, but like just the room's just a little bit hotter. And because there isn't constantly colder air coming in, it means that like just everything, well no, sorry, the space, the area that I'm standing in, things get hotter, okay? Things get easily hotter. Anyway, let me quickly do the push-ups. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh. There we go. Nice and easy set of push-ups. Oh boy, I gotta face the other... Pip, I didn't intentionally face the other way, I swear. I didn't intentionally face the other way. It just kind of happened that way. Let's hear them whimpers? What are you talking about whimpering? I never whimper. Never. I don't... I may have done it as a joke once. You could if you had your face poke. No, I'm smart. I'm smart. I know your tricks of the trade, Pip. You're an expert. You're an expert poker. So I have to be careful. Okay, now the breathlessness is hitting. Again, for some reason it takes like 15 seconds for the tiredness of the push-ups to kick in. Okay. Hang on, let me push in. There we go. Do I have much water left? I don't have much water left. Okay, you guys like entertain yourselves for a sec. I'm gonna get some water. I knew I'd come back to that. I didn't see it happening, but I knew once I came back, my nose would have been poked. You could say Pip is a poker face. Ugh. What are you talking about? What am I talking about, Pip? I think you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think the moment I left, you came close and you poked me in the nose. While I was defenseless. While I couldn't do anything. I think that's what you did. You're innocent? I don't believe you. Ruadh's talking about stocks. No. I wasn't talking about stocks at all, but if you must know, not much has changed. Not much has changed, really. Things are pretty decent. Things are pretty decent. By the way, for those of you with Twitter, I have a thing where it's like, if you like the post, I answer a question from the list. There's no bad questions. There's no, well, I don't think there was. I didn't read through all of them. Most of them seemed fine. But yeah. It already has like 10 likes, so that's pretty decent going, I think. But I'm still like overall up. I am overall up on my stocks by about €100. So yeah, great going. Wait, what? Oh yeah, so Pip, it's basically an image. It's basically an image, Pip, where it's like for every like you answer the question against that number of likes. So, for example, question 1 was like, why did you decide to become a VTuber? And then I answered that in a tweet below. So that's how that works. And then question 2 is something else, and question 3. And then once you get like 5, if you get like 4 likes, you would answer question 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Like up dog? What? Nora, what's up dog? Oh, she got me. Oh, I've been had, I've been tricked, I've been bamboozled. It's so over. Speaking of, I don't know, D&D tomorrow, I believe Assuming my friend Sterling is available. I think he said that he may be slightly. He said that he might be slightly late, like an hour late, but I think we should still be able to get a stream in, and hopefully we might even be able to get a Friday stream in. Thou hast been had. What a disaster. Hello, Agversy. What myths are we reading? Well, right now we're kind of just doing like a little just chatting portion, but we'll actually be getting into the reading very soon. We're reading Lady Augusta Gregory's Irish Myths and Legends, Gods and Fighting Men. We're currently mainly focused on the Fianna at the moment. And the stories that we're reading are going to be about Fionn's helpers. They spell his name Finn in this book, but we're going to go with Fionn. You had to go for a minute? Did you miss? No, yes, you did miss the push-ups. You did miss the push-ups last lot. I'm sorry. I did 30. That was very unfortunate timing. Also, hello. Thank you for the first time chat. See, I don't know if I said that. Arch. No, Ark. I'm going to call it Ark. He was whimpering. I was not. That is a lie. I was not whimpering. That is a bold-faced lie. You missed it? No, you didn't. You didn't miss anything last lot. There was no whimpering. There was me counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whimper redeem right now? No, you guys aren't getting a whimpering redeem. This isn't that type of channel. There was not. Thank you, Pip, for being on my side. Ooh, thankfully, I realized and remembered to turn off the ads. I did that last stream and I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed about it. For 5 gift subs? No, you're gonna have to drop like 20 for me to even consider. For me to even consider doing that. Why are you hiding the truth? What is he paying you? No, Haru, no. Hello, Haru. Drown check. Well, thank you very much for the drown check. No, I'm not even gonna say 20 subs. Okay, maybe 20 subs. That is a lot of money actually, so I won't be like mean about it. No, wait, no. I'm not gonna do things for money. That type of things. No. I have to like limit my language here. Got any money for that? No, you guys can't like pool money together. You guys are gonna like go out and take a loan out. Imagine someone does it though. I would feel. I would not refund them. Okay, but if you do, then it's a crime. Fine. You ain't spending your money on it. That's because you have good. That's because you have good taste, Pip. You have good taste. And by good taste, I mean you're not mean to me. They're just trying to make me do weird things. That's all they want to do. Hello, Haru. How's your weekend going? How you doing? It's like, well, not how. How did your weekend go? How did your weekend go? And how has the start of your week been? Has it been going okay? But yeah, sorry. I believe it's likely that D&D may be an hour delayed or thereabouts. Should be okay. Should be okay. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I don't know how long we're going to be doing more like RP stuff because we still have a couple of things to do. Like the first 2 sessions were like war and fighting in the Goblin Caves, fighting in the Red Brand hideout. But last session was all RP stuff for the most part. We're just like getting new. We're just doing the casual go around the city and see where the quest givers are. Oh, that's really annoying. I can feel a kernel of popcorn. Not like not a kernel, but like, you know, like the like sliver of a shell of popcorn in my teeth, I'm pretty sure. Or it could be something else. It could be something else, but I had popcorn last night and I feel like that's what it is. Still like stuck in my gum. Zeus, gift 100 gift subs for the Whimpers, and my life is yours. If I saw 100 gift subs just coming, I'd be like, okay, well, yep, okay, time to start worshipping Zeus. But, I think we may begin the reading stream. I don't know if it literally said Zeus has gifted 100 subs, I would really consider it at that point. I'd be like, okay, maybe there's something to that guy. The Thunderbringer himself. You suggest ending stream and running. You're dying. What? What does that mean, Haru? Your signal is shart. Okay. I think I've figured out what you mean. What you mean by that. I hope it improves, Haru. I hope it improves. Thunderbringer through the ringer. Something words. That's how you sing a song right there. But. Going away from the Greeks, I think it's time we get back into the Irish myths. I think we're going to get back into Lady Augusta Gregory's Irish myths and legends. When last we left off, we really went through sort of quite a good bit of story about Fionn McCool. His birth, his followers, many of the deeds he had done leading up to becoming the leader of the Fianna. We also covered kind of a couple of his companions, some of the best of the Fianna, among them being, my lore father, Cuilta Macronon. And now we get into the next chapter, Finn's or Fion's Helpers. It's like you're the only song from Epic that your voice is good for, Ruadh. Oh yeah, Gusto. I think you would definitely do a good version of that. Gusto did like a voice reveal in the movie night. In the movie night I did on Discord a couple of days ago, where we watched Fantastic Mr. Vox, and he's a nice smooth deep voice. It's not like super deep. It's not like Hex Haywire deep. Does he have a really deep voice? I think he did. I think he had like almost a fake deep voice, because I think he just created everything to be like the perfect steal Vox's audience type of VTuber. But yeah, it's still a nice deep voice. It's definitely a nice solid deep voice. You've been practicing the Prophet though. You got this, Mike. You understand what I mean, don't you? Mike, you get me. You get me when I say that. You understand what I'm putting down there. I hope we ain't got Hex fans. Listen. For any Hex fans, just go to Vox. He's more than enough. Except when he becomes like a peasant, a Japanese peasant warrior. The trauma dump Vox. Avina hex me. And they're too busy trauma dumping on him. Not the shitty goatee Vox. Oh no, bros. Vox is gonna be sent into battle by his samurai overlord. He's gonna be made to die, Onyo. That's how Vox graduates. He gets inscripted. Isn't that Ashigaru? I think that's the name of it. Ashigaru Vox. We're infantry employed by the samurai. Yeah, that's what he is. He's an Ashigaru. Ark, you want a name pronunciation? Of course, of course. Well, my name is pronounced Rua Ua Quilta. Rua Ua Quilta. Scripted death. You were dragged in a hex Discord server one time, never left so fast. Really, Haru? That would definitely put you off of VTuber if their fans do that to you. I won't ask what happened, but I will ask later through Discord to detail the deets. The deets, the I'm gonna try and be like Daya. I'm gonna be like hip for a second. I'm gonna ask you to spill the tea. Did I use that correctly? Did I use that correctly? Spill the tea. Also, it's really nice seeing you getting use out of out of Regulus's emotes. I love that last laugh emote. It's so good. Okay, sis. Thank you, sister. It just does not sound good. Where's the emote? I have to do this real quick. There we go. You love his emotes so much. You did good, Rua. Thank you, Nora. I'm trying to be hip with the kids these days. Keep on top of the lingo. You know what I mean? Are you putting down? Are you getting what I'm putting down? Are you getting my jive? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop before. Pray to God, by the way. Pray to God. Pray to God that I never like do a collab with another person from Ireland. By the way, because you guys will hear me talk, just my normal like full-on accent, and I feel like you guys would be like, "Oh no." But you want it? But you do want it? Well, I guess we'll see if I ever do collab with another person from Ireland. You gotta go to class. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye, Pip. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to drink your pills. You know what, actually, Harold? That's actually a good point. I have not been taking my vitamins, my vitamin gummies. I do have like fish oil vitamin. I do have fish oil things and like omega-3 supplements, and I have a one a day vitamin. I need to remember to start taking those. But like I eat a good diet in general. Probably a little bit much. Nora said that you need glasses. Wait. Oh, hang on. Oh, no, you know what? I thought you said that, Haru. No, you said I read the wrong name. I read the comment above that. Or I read your name above that, but you said old crusty grandpa. I kind of wanted to ignore that one. You need a LASIK surgery, bro. You can't. Why are you so mean to me? I probably have better vision than like almost everyone in this Discord chat. How many of you need glasses? Huh? Put up your hand. How many of you use glasses because you guys either can't see the pole that you're about to walk into, or because like you can't see things that are like further away? Sure, you blind. Don't you use AHH. If you're gonna call me an ass, you call me an ass. You have astigmatism. You need glasses. Your lenses are uneven. Ha ha. I don't need the glasses. Even though like half of my family need glasses. You have in fact walked into a pole while wearing glasses. Okay, at that point it becomes less of a... At that point it becomes less of a... like sight issue and just a skill issue. You do, but you only need one eye to see further. I see. Neat. Get his eyes. No. Get away from me. I will stab all of you. Let's steal his eyes. I have a sword, and I'm not afraid to use it. You're blinded when you go outside. Stop staring into the sun, Haru. That would be my advice there. Stop looking directly into the sun. You might be a little bit better. Drop kicks, Rua. Ow. That's mean, Nora. Why? Why would you do that? That's so mean. Why are you guys bullying me? Why are you attacking me? You guys are meant to be my viewers. You're meant to support us. Support me. Not us. There's not like multiple of me. Some VTubers have that going on, not me. Not that I know of. Impale us on your sword, Ruadh. Okay, stabs. Anyway. Okay. I think it's time to actually get into the reading because I feel like people join my stream and are like, "Oh, I can't wait for him to read," and then I just talk. And I just keep talking. And this happened last stream, by the way. Last stream I was going to do a reading stream and I got distracted for so long that I was like, you know what? Let's not even do the reading stream. But that's not happening this time. Lures Ruadh to an eye surgery by showing him a picture of Genzuki. Is it like, do you guys leave like images of Genzuki on the floor and like it leads into like a box that's being held up by a stick? And I'm like, ooh, a picture of Genzuki. 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 And then I finally get under the box and you pull it away. Eric. Eric, you can't call me out like that. Eric, you can't call me out like that. This is not fair. You don't understand, Eric. It's hard not to chat. It's hard not to talk. You checked one of my YouTube videos and you were still not reading an hour later. Listen. Once I like make it and I have like 100, like 1,000 viewers a stream, there'll be people who will put like timestamps and be like, reading starts here. He interrupts himself here. Reading starts again here. And then there'll be like 50 different. There'll be 50 different timestamps, and then like by the end of it, that person's gonna be very upset. It seems to happen all the time. To be fair, I do typically do like an hour of just chatting per reading stream. How did you never realize Ruadh has a YouTube? I have 2 YouTubes. I have a VOD channel, and I have a. For the vid you were checking, had none. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really popular enough to have someone who will spend their time doing things. And unfortunately, it is a bit of a shame, I will say, in the sense that, like, one, I don't read for a bit. You should link it, bro. I think I do. I think I have it linked. I'll double check. I think I have it down below. I'm pretty sure. But I also like get distracted when I'm reading, by people chatting. So there'll be like half an hour breaks at points. Although I do try when I'm actually reading to read for a good bit, you know. I might have a small like 10-second, 20-second quick talk back and forth with chat, but outside of that I try and at least keep some of it going. Do I have it? So yeah, so hang on. I suppose considering it's being talked about, I'll very quickly. Where is it? I have to go. Speaking of my, you know, on my VOD channel, you know, on my. What? No, Lancelot, don't bully me. Don't bully me. Another is just like a Ruadh Uaquilta channel that really only has my introduction on it. It's the one that comes up when I do the command lore, the lore command. I think that's what I would use if I ever do any like big special events or like edited videos and things like that. It does look like you've done quite a lot of vids so far. Yeah, so those are like all VODs. Those are all VODs. Those are just like these streams just exported to YouTube. But let me very quickly go to my channel. This is the VODs channel. Ruadh Uaquilta VODs. And then I'm pretty sure if you just delete the VODs, it should literally just... No, it keeps filling that up. This... Oh, I do have content. I have the introduction video. Then that takes you to the other one. The like, do I need to update some of those links? No, I don't think so. That's fine. Anyway. I think it is time to get into the reading. because I do want to get something done. Because this is quite a big book. It's quite a big book. And are we halfway through it? I think we're coming up. We have another like 30 odd pages before we're halfway through. The intro vid looks good. Let's listen. It is in Irish, Ark. I hope you enjoy it. But let's get back into our reading today. Well, by back in, I mean actually into the reading. Fionn's Helpers, Chapter 1, The Land of the Skins. Besides all the men Fionn had in his household, there were some that would come and join him from one place or another. One time a young man, wearing a dress of skins, came to Fionn, housed at Alvuin, and his wife along with him, and he asked to take service with Fionn. And in the morning, as they were going about their hunting, the lad of the skins said to Fionn, "Let me have no one with me but myself, and let me go into one part of the country by myself, and you yourself with all your men and go to another part. It is on the dry ridge. It is on the dry ridge you will go," said Fionn. "Or it is in the deep bogs and marshes, where there is danger of drowning." "I will go into the deep boggy places," said the lad of the skins. So they all went out from Alvuin, Fionn and the Fianna to one part, and the lad of the skins to another, and they hunted throughout the day. And when they came back at evening, the lad of the skins had killed more than Fionn and all his men together. When Fionn saw that, he was glad to have so good a servant, but Conan said to him, "The lad of the skins will destroy ourselves, and the whole of the Fianna of Ireland, lest you find some way to rid yourself of him." "I never had a good man with me yet, Conan," said Fionn, "but you wanted me to put him away, and how could I put away a man like that?" Conan said, "The way to put him away is to send him to the King of the Floods, to take from him the great cauldron that is never without meat, but that has always enough in it to feed the whole world. And let him bring that cauldron back here with him to Alvuin." So Fionn called to the lad of the skins, and he said, "Go from me now to the King of the Floods, and get the great cauldron that is never empty from him, and bring it here to me." "So long as I am in your service, I must do as you work," said the lad of the skins. With that he set out, leaping over the hills and valleys, till he came to the shore of the sea, and then he took up two sticks and put one of them across the other, and a great ship rose out of the two sticks. The lad of the skins went into the ship then, and put up the sails and set out over the sea, and he heard nothing but the whistling of wee eels in the sea and the calling of gulls in the air, till he came to the house of the King of the Floods. And at that time there were hundreds of ships waiting near the shore, and he left his ship outside them all, and he stepped from ship to ship till he stood on land. There was a great feast going on at that time in the king's house, and the lad of the skins went up to the door, but he could get no further because of the crowd. So he stood outside the door for a while, and no one looked at him, and he called out at last, "This is a hospitable house indeed, and these are mannerly ways, not to ask a stranger if there is hunger or thirst on him." "That is true," said the king. "Give the cauldron of plenty now to the stranger, till he eats his fill." So his people did that, and no sooner did the lad of the skins get a hold of the cauldron that he made away to the ship, and put it safe into it. But when he had done that, he said, "There is no use in taking the pot by my swiftness, if I did not take it by my strength." With that he went to land again, and the whole of the men of the army of the King of the Floods were ready to fight. But if they were, so was the lad of the skins, and he went through them and all over them, till the whole place was quiet. Oh my god. Oh my god, this guy had what he needed, and he just went back and slaughtered everyone. Good lord. He went back to his ship then, and raised the sails and set out again for Ireland, and the ship went rushing back to the place where he made it. And when he came there, he gave a touch of his hand at the ship, and there was nothing left of it but the 2 sticks he made from it, and they lying on the strand before him, and the cauldron of plenty with them. And he took up the cauldron on his back, and brought it to Fionn at Alvoin, and Fionn gave him his thanks for the work he had done. One day now Fionn was washing himself at the well, and a voice spoke out of the water, and it said, "You must give back the cauldron, Fionn, to the king of the floods, or you must give him battle in place of it." Fionn told that to the lad of the skins, but the answer he got from him was that his time was up, and that he could not serve on time that was past. "But if you want me to go with you," he said, "let you watch my wife, that is Manannán's daughter, through the night, and in the middle of the night, when she will be combing her hair. Any request you make of her, she cannot refuse, and the request you will make is that she will let me go with you to the king of the floods, to bring the cauldron to his house, and to bring it back again." So Fionn watched Manannán's daughter through the night, and when he saw her combing her hair, he made a request of her. "I have no power to refuse you," she said, "but you must promise me one thing, to bring my husband back to me, alive or dead. And if he is alive," she said, "put up a grey-green flag on the ship coming back. But if he is dead, put up a red flag." Oh, this is sounding very familiar to a Greek story. So Fionn promised to do that, and he himself and the lad of the skins set out together from the dune of the king of the floods, bringing the cauldron with them. No sooner did the king see them than he gave word to all his armies to make ready, but the lad of the skins made for them and overthrew them, and he went into the king's dune, and Fionn with him, and they overcame him and brought away the cauldron that was never empty. But as they were going back to Ireland, they saw a great ship coming towards them. And when the lad of the skins looked at the ship, he said, "I think it is an old enemy of my own on that ship, that is trying to bring me to my death, because of my wife that refused him her love." And when the ship came alongside, the man that was in it called out, "I know you well, and it is not by your dress I know you, son of the king of the hills." And with that he made a leap on to the ship, and the two fought a great battle together, and they took every shape. They began fighting young like 2 little boys, and fought till they were 2 old men, and they fought from being 2 young pups until they were 2 old dogs, from being 2 young horses till they were 2 old horses. And then they began to fight in the shape of the birds, and it is in that shape they killed one another at last. And Fionn threw the one bird into the water, and the other, that was the lad of the skins, he brought with him in the ship. When he came in sight of Ireland, he raised a red flag as he had promised the woman. And when he came to the strand, she was there before him. And when she saw Fionn, she said, "It is dead, you have brought him back to me." And Fionn gave her the bird, and she asked what that was about. And she asked, was that what she was to get in place of her husband? And she was crying over the bird, and she brought it into a little boat with her, and she bade Fionn push out the boat to sea. And he pushed it out, and it was driven by wind and waves, till at last she saw 2 birds flying, having a dead one between them, and the 2 living birds let down the dead one on an island, and it was not long till it rose up living, and the 3 went away together. And when Manannán's daughter saw that, she said, "There might be some cure for my man on the island, the way there was for that dead bird." And the sea brought the boat to the island, and she went searching around, but all she could find was a tree having green leaves. "It might be in these leaves the cure is," she said, and she took some of the leaves and brought them to where the lad of the skins was, and put them about him. And on that moment he stood up as well and as sound as he ever was. They went back then to Ireland, and they came to Alvuin in the midnight, and the lad of the skins knocked on the door, and he said, "Put me out my wages." "There is no man, living or dead," said Fionn, "has wages on me but the lad of the skins, and I would sooner see him here tonight," he said, "than the wages of 3 men. If that is so, rise up and you will see him," said he. So Fionn rose up and saw him, and gave him a great welcome, and paid his wages. And after that he went away, and his wife with him, to wherever country he was. To wherever his own country was. But there was some said he was gone to the country of his wife's father, Manannán, son of the sea. What an interesting story. I thought for a second that we were going to have something very similar to the, was that Perseus? I believe that was Perseus' story, where at the end he forgets to raise his sail to let his father know that he was alive, and his father kills himself. Excuse me. Chapter 2. Black, Brown, and Grey. Fionn was hunting one time near Tara of the Kings, and he saw 3 strange men coming towards him, and he asked what their names were. Dubh and Dún and Glossin. Black, Brown, and Grey are our names. And we are come to find Fionn, son of Cúl, head of the Fianna, and to take service with him. So Fionn took them into his service, and when evening came he said, "Let each one of you watch through a third part of the night." And there was a trunk of a tree there, and he bade them make 3 equal parts of it, and he gave a part of each to the 3 men. And he said, "When each one of you begins his watch, let him set fire to his own log, and as long as the wood burns, let him watch." They did, Then they drew lots, and the lot fell to Dubh to go on the first watch. So he set fire to his log, and he went out about the place, and Bran with him. He went further and further, till at last he saw a bright light, and when he came to the place where it was, he saw a large house. He went inside, and there was a great company of very strange-looking men in it, and they drinking out of a single cup. One of the men, that seemed to be the highest, gave the cup to the man nearest him, and after he had drunk his fill, he passed it on to the next, and so on to the last. And while it was going round, he said, "This is the great cup that was taken from Fionn, son of Cúl, 100 years ago, and however many men may be together, every man of them can drink his fill from it, of whatever sort of drink he has a mind for." Dubh was sitting near the ground, on the edge of the crowd, and when the cup came to him, he took a drink from it, and then he slipped away in the dark, bringing it with him. And when he came to the place where Fionn was, his log was burnt out. Okay, pretty good first watch. Good job, Dubh. You got your like master's cup back. Then it was the turn of Dún to go out. That's brown, by the way. So Dubh is black. There's a very interesting phrase in Irish, Dubh na Dini. And actually it's a phrase that I hear sometimes myself. Basically, if a place is like jam-packed with people, or I think jam-packed may also be a slang term. I don't know if you guys would use that. Is like full of people. There's like loads of people. You would say Dubh na Dini. I think it's Dubh na Dini. And that basically means like black with people. And I hear that sometimes. Like you might say that of if a stadium is sold out and it's full of people. You would say that it's black with people. Dubh na Dini. I'm pretty sure that's how you would. That's how you spell it. But I suppose it's like, it's so crowded that like no light is getting through or something. Thank you, Gusto, for the hydrate. Ah, wait, no, I think Ledini. Dove Ledini. Le means wit, whereas na is plural. Yeah, actually, that is interesting. I don't know. I've always heard it as Dove Nadini, which, yeah, doesn't make sense in terms of the Irish. Or maybe I just misremember Dove Ledini. Maybe that's what it is, and I'm just. No, you know what? No, I think you're right, Lancelot. We learned it in school as Dove Ladini, but you never actually hear people use it colloquially. I've heard people use it in English, which is funny. Thank you for the head pat, by the way, Gusto, and thank you for the stretch. I've been stretching throughout the reading. I can feel my neck being a little bit stiff. You can be saying it's black with people. You can be saying that, Mike. But yeah, sorry, I had that wrong. It's Dove Ladini, not Nodini. That would just mean black of the people. Oh god, I'm warm now. Ugh. So yeah, my apologies. Thank you, Lancelot, for correcting me. I wish my Irish was better. Then it was a turn of Doon to go out, for the second lot had fallen on him, and he put a light to his log and went out, and Bran with him. He walked on through the night till he saw a fire that was shining from a large house, and when he went in he saw a crowd of men, and they fighting. And a very old man that was in a high place above the rest called out, "Stop fighting now, for I have a better gift for you than the one you lost tonight." And with that he drew out a knife from his belt and held it up. "This is the wonderful knife, the small knife of division, that was stolen from Fionn, son of Cool, 100 years ago, and you have but to cut on a bone with that knife, and you will get all your fill of the best meat in the world." And then he gave the knife to the man nearest him, and a bare bone with it. And the man began to cut, and there came off the bone slices of the best meat in the world. The knife and the bone went around from man to man, till they came to Doon. And as soon as he had the knife in his hand, he slipped out unknown and hurried back, and had just got to the well where Fionn was, when his part of the log burned out. Then Glosson lit his log, and went out on his watch till he came to the house. Okay, last time they were fighting when Doon arrived. I can only imagine that they were in full-scale war at this stage. Oh my god, I read... Oh no, I read forward slightly. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Okay. Then Glosson lit his log and went out on his watch till he came to the house, the same way the others did, and he thought to himself, "There must be some great wonder here, and if I lie down on the floor..." Oh wait, no, hang on. The same way the others did, and he looked in, and he saw the floor full of dead bodies, and he thought to himself, "There must be some great wonder here, and if I lie down on the floor and put some of the bodies over me," he said, "I will be able to see all that happens." Glosson, I don't follow your logic, Glosson. But you do you. Don't need to justify things. So he lay down and pulled some of the bodies over him, and he was not long there till he saw an old hag coming into the house, having one leg and one arm and one upper tooth, and that was long enough to serve her in place of a crutch. What? That is a wild image. Oh my, I have What did I read? No. One arm, one leg, one upper tooth that was long enough to serve her in place of a crutch. Oh my god. And when she came inside the door, she took up the first body she met with and threw it aside, for it was lean. And she went on. She took 2 bites out of every fat body she met with and threw away every lean one. She had her fill of flesh and blood before she came to Glosson, and she dropped down on the floor and fell asleep, and Glosson thought that every breath she drew would bring down the roof on his head. He rose up then and looked at her, and wondered at the bulk of her body. At last he drew his sword and hit her with a slash that killed her. But if he did, 3 young men leaped out of her body, and Glosson made a stroke that killed the first of them, and Bran the second, but the third man escaped. Glosson made his way back then, and just when he got to where Fionn was, his log of wood was burnt out, and the day was beginning to break. Gaelic body horror? Brother, what? That is insane, Haru. You have drawing ability. May I see the one-legged, one-armed hag with the tooth long enough to serve as a crutch? That's something you put into ChatGPT just to see what the hell it comes out with. Hello, Crabray. It's nice to see you. Hello, hello. How are you? Thank you for joining us. When Fionn rose up in the morning, he asked news of the 3 watchers, and they gave him his cup and his knife, and told him all they had seen. And he gave great praise to Duv and Dune. I do feel bad for Glosson. He didn't get anything. Like, they gave him back 2 wondrous items. But to Glosson he said, "It might have been as well for you to have left that old hag alone, for I am in dread the 3rd young man may bring trouble on us all." It happened at the end of 21 years. Fionn and the Fianna were at their hunting in the hills, and they saw a red-haired man coming towards them. He spoke to no one, but came and stood before Fionn. "What is it you are looking for?" said Fionn. "I am looking for a master for the next 21 years, he said. "What wages are you asking?" said Fionn. "No wages at all, but only if I die before the 21 years are up, to bury me at Innisquail, the narrow island." "I will do that for you," said Fionn. So the red-haired man served Fionn well through the length of 20 years, but in the 21st year he began to waste and to wither away, and he died. And when he was dead, the Fianna were in no way inclined to go to Innisquail to bury him, but Fionn said he would break his word to no man, that he himself would bring his body there. And he took an old white horse that had been turned loose on the hills, that had got younger and not older since it was put out, and he put the body on the red-haired man on its back, and let it take its own way, and he followed it. And 12 men of the Fianna. What are you reading? We are reading Irish Myths and Legends, Gods and Fighting Men, by Lady Augusta Gregory. Some of the language may kind of sound weird, because one, they're translating from Irish to English, and sometimes it's like Old Irish to English, or at least Middle Irish. And also, it's also a book published in like the 1920s, so it might be a little bit, off. You love British tales? Well, unfortunately, these are not British tales. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Crabray. Wait, hang on. I'm trying to wing back. There we go. I got a little bit. And when they came to Innisquail, they saw no trace of the horse or of the body. And And there was an open house on the island, and they went in, and there were seats for every man of them inside, and they sat down to rest for a while. And when they tried to rise up, it failed them to do it, for there was an enchantment on them, and they saw the red-haired man standing before them. In that moment, "The time is come now," he said, "for me to get satisfaction from you for the death of my mother and the 2 brothers that were killed by Glosson in the house of the dead bodies." He began to make an attack on them then, and he would have made an end of them all, but Fionn took hold of the door of Fionn and blew a great blast on it. And before the red-haired man was able to kill more than 3 of them, Diarmuid, grandson of Duivna, that had heard the sound of the door of Fionn, came into the house and made an end of him, and put an end to the enchantment, and Fionn, with the 9 that were left of the Fianna, went back to Alvon. That was a sexy wink. Thank you. Oh, that was a smooth wink. Chapter 3. The Hound. One day, the 3 battalions of the Fianna came to Mag Femen, and there were 3 young men waiting for them, having a hound with them, and there was not a colour in the world but was on that hound, and it was bigger than any other hound. "Where do you come from, young men?" said Fionn. "Out of the greater Iruath in the east," they said, "and our names are Duv, the dark, and Ag, the battle, and Iller, the eagle." "What is it you came for?" "To enter into your service and your friendship," they said. "What good will it do us?" "You to be with us. We are 3, and you can make a different use of each of us." "What uses are those?" "I will do the watching for all the Fianna of Ireland and of Alban," said one of them. Very interesting. Alban is like Scotland. So there was clearly some kind of link there between the 2 people, which makes sense. You have the Dalrieta. "I will take the weight of every fight and every battle that will come to them. The way they can keep themselves in quiet," said the second. "I will meet every troublesome thing that might come to my master," said the third. "And let it all be the wants of the world be told to me, and I will satisfy them. And I have a pipe with me," he said. And all the men of the world would sleep at the sound of it, and they in their sickness. And as to the hound, he said, as long as there are deer in Ireland, he will get provision for the Fianna every second night. And I myself will get it on the other nights. Okay, the other 2 were like, "I will do this." And the other guy was like, "I will do that." This guy was like, "I'll do these like 3 or 4 things, by the way. I'm like better than the other 2. I liked when he was like, "And I have a pipe. It's really good. I'm a really good pipe player too, by the way." Where was it? You like the Giant's Causeway? The Giant's Causeway. Yeah, the Giant's Causeway is a great story. Mm-hmm. It's also just really, really cool looking. "Where did you come from, young men?" said Fionn. "Out of the..." Oh wait, no, I read that. Hang on. Where were we? "What will you ask for us, to be with us like that?" said Fionn. "We will ask 3 things," they said. "No one to come near the place where we have our lodging after the fall of night. Nothing to be given out to us, but we to provide for ourselves, and the worst place to be given to us in the hunting." "Tell me your oath now," said Fionn. Why is it you will let no one see you after nightfall? We have a reason, but do not ask of it. Whether we are short or long on the one path with you. But we will tell you this much. Every 3rd night, one of us 3 is dead, and the other 2 are watching him. And we have no mind for anyone to be looking at us." So Fionn promised that, but if he did, there were some of the Fianna They were not well pleased because of the way these three men, living as they did by themselves and having a wall of fire about them, they would have made an end of them, but not for Fionn protecting them. About that time there came 7 men of poetry. Oh, excuse me a moment. Oh, sorry, I'm back now. No, no, Banana, no, don't poke me. Don't poke me while I'm away and don't have ways to protect myself. Yeah, like dodge, 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 dodge. Hello, hello. Hello, Banana. It's nice to see you. Hi, hi. Where did the Isle of Man come from? There is a story of, that the Isle of Man comes from I believe it might even come from the same story as the Giant's Causeway, but it may be 2 different stories. But it's basically where Fionn McCool is pictured as a giant, and he's like fighting with a Scottish giant. And the story goes that Fionn scooped out a rock, like ground, and threw this like chunk of earth at the Scottish giant, but he missed and it landed in the sea, and that became the Isle of Man. And some say that it was the Loch Ness, the largest lake in Ireland, which is currently having a major issue with like algae right now. Or is it algae? Yeah, algae. Like really bad. But anyway, some say that it was that is a space where Fionn scooped the earth out of to throw at the Scottish giant. Just done with work today. 8 hours of training. Oh, that sounds rough, Banana. I'm sure it will be interesting once you actually start, at least a day, and like you'll be learning new things once you actually get into the job proper and figuring out how things work. Or maybe you already know how it all works, but you know what I mean. Anyway, I take a quick sip of water. Oh my god, I haven't been using my book toggle this whole stream. I just realized. I'm so mad at myself. Okay. About that time there came 7 men of poetry belonging to the people of Kithrua, asking the fee for a poem, 3 times 50 ounces of gold and the same of silver to bring back to Kithrua, at Tara. Whatever way we get it, we must find some way to get that, said the men of the Fianna. And the 3 young men from Irua said, Well, men of learning, would you sooner get the fee of your poem tonight or tomorrow? Tomorrow will be time enough, said the men of the poetry. The 3 young men went to the place where the hound had his little bed, a little way off from the path. The hound threw out of his mouth before them the 3 times 50 ounces of gold, and 3 times 50 of silver, and they gave them to the men of poetry, and they went away. New job, teaching people with disabilities, got job skills and placement. Oh yes, I think you were telling me about that, Banana. That seems like a lot of gold in my opinion, but that's because you have no concept of gold and silver in stocks. Yeah, ounces, 150 ounces of gold definitely seems like a lot. I'm not entirely sure how much an ounce is in comparison to, like, let me check. Ounce to kg. I do 150 ounces. 150 ounces is 4.25 kg. That's a lot of gold and silver, and I don't know where that was being kept in the I guess it was in his belly. That's a lot of gold. That is a lot of gold, Mike. Was a kilo? You understand? You only understand freedom units. That would be about. I think that would be roughly about 8 pounds. I usually just double it. Another time, Fionn said, "What can the 3 battalions of the Fianna do tonight, having no water?" And one of the men of Ira said, "How many drinking horns are with you?" 312, said Quilta. "Give me the horns into my hands," said the young man, "and whatever you will find in them after that, you may drink it." He filled the horns then with beer, and they drank it, and he did that a second and a third time. With the third time of filling, they were talkative and their wits confused. "This is a wonderful mending of the feast," said Fionn, and they gave the place where all that happened the name the Little Rath of Wonders. One time after that again there came to Fionn 3 bald red clowns, holding 3 red hounds in their hand, and 3 deadly spears. There was poison on their clothes, and on their hands and feet, and on everything they touched, and Fionn asked them who they were, and they said they were 3 sons of Ur, son of Indas the Tuatha, and it was by a man of the Fianna, Quilta, son of Ronan. Their father was killed in the battle of the Tuatha on Slieve Nain, the mountain of birds in the east. "And let Quilta, son of Ronan, give us the blood fine for him now." "What are your names?" said Fionn. "Ainsel, and Digboel, and Aespud. The ill-wishing and harm and want are our names." "And what answer do you give us now?" said Fionn. "And what answer do you give us now, Fionn?" "No one before me ever gave a blood fine for a man killed in battle, and I will not give it," said Fionn. "We will do revenge and robbery on you, so." "What revenge is that?" said Fionn. "It is what I will do," said Ainsel. "If I meet with 2 or 3 or 4 of the Fianna, I will take their feet and their hands from them." "It is what I will do," said Digboel. "I will not live a day without the loss of a hound or serving boy, or a fighting man of the Fianna of Ireland." "And I myself will be always leaving them in want of people, or a hand or an eye," said Aespud. "Without we get some help against them," said Quilta, "there will not be one of us living at the end of the year." "Well, Fionn, we will make a dune, and stop here for a while, for I will not be going through Ireland and these men following after me, till I find who are the strongest, themselves or ourselves." So the Fianna made little rats for themselves all about Slieve Miss, and they stopped there through a month and a quarter and a year, and through all that time the 3 red bald-headed men were doing every sort of hurt and harm upon them. But the 3 sons of the king of Irua, came to speak with Fionn, and it is what they said. "It is our wish, Fionn, to send the hound that is with us to go around you 3 times in every day, and however many may be trying to hurt or rob you, they will not have the power to do it after that. But let there be neither fire nor arms nor any other dog in the house he goes into. I will let none of these things go into a house with him," said Fionn, "and he will go safe back to you." So every day the hound would be sent to Fionn, having the chain of ridges of red gold around his neck, and he would go 3 times around Fionn, and 3 times he would put his tongue on him, and to the people that were nearest to the hound when he came into the house, it would seem like as if a vat of mead was being strained, and the others there would come to the sweet smell of an apple garden. This hound is a very strange hound. It's every single color in the world. It's also massive. It has gold and silver in its belly. It smells of apple trees. What is this? This isn't a hound. This is some creature from, like, I don't know. I don't even know where it's from. And every harm and sickness, it ated everything. Pretty puppy. Hi, Shroomy. It's nice to see you, Shroomy. How are you? Yeah, I suppose it is a pretty puppy. This isn't a hound. This is a sparkle dog furry. It ate at everything. Hungry. It's very hungry. And maybe that's why it ate all the gold. Good, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. I'm kind of chilled out. I'm relaxed. I'm having a nice time. I'm done with the work stuff right now, and I'm gonna be done with it for quite a while. So I just have like a couple of months of study to do, and then exams, and then it's back to work. But for now, I kind of have a lot more free time, a lot more free time. I'll still be working a little bit, doing like study stuff, but things are looking rua. Things are looking very rua. The hound will also help you with your IT needs and develop a vaccine for COVID. What a smart little hound. What a smart little hound. Yay, free time Rua. That means I'll just have more time to stream, you know? I'll be able to, like, on the weekdays, I'll be able to do, like, maybe even late night ASMR streams where I use my 3DO a bit more. Because then I won't have to be like, oh, I have to be up super early. Oh no, I have to go to bed at like 12. I have to be like a responsible adult. Yippee! I need to get a yippee emote. I need to get a yippee emote. I know my friend Daya has one, and it's one of my favorite emotes. Where is it? There it is. I need this, but like with my hair. I love Daya's one. It just looks so cute. It fits Daya. It fits Daya. Daya's a very yippee type of person. My Coca-Cola. Yippee! I don't have the pitch to do that though. I feel like I could do, but I'd have to warm up my voice, and then I would also have to. I'd also have to like brew it, but just the autism creature. Yeah, that's kind of what it could be. No, I just want like what Daya has, but just with my hair. Mainly my braid, I think. Every harm. Oh. Trincola. Trincola Undrua. Yippee! Drink cola and Undrua. Yeah, he's drinking Coca-Cola and watching me, so he's very happy. I will make a very quick request. If there's anyone who has not yet followed, can they please follow? I don't like my number of followers being at 666. I feel like something's gonna happen to me. I feel like I'm gonna get like attacked by a demon. You don't know if you want to drink Rua. How would you? Um, Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Eric. It's very kind of you. Thank you for assisting me. Um, no, Mike, don't unfollow. This is so mean. Um, I I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Shroomy. Why are my eyes not working? Hang on. My eyes still have their glow. Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're done. No. um. Just use the provider straw to drink Rua. Capri Sun? No, don't. But you need to like jab a Capri Sun to drink out of it. You need to like take the straw and like stab it. Don't stab me, please. I don't want to get stabbed by a straw. What do you guys call it? Do you guys call it Capri Suns? Capri Suns? Or do you guys call it Capri Suns? Because this is something that I've only ever heard in like US TV shows. Or is a straw he comes with. Yeah, check out the yeah, check out the not safe for work part of my Discord. Capri. Oh, you're like a cute little guy, eh? You're a cute little guy. You go Capri Sun. I want my Capri Sun. Capri Sun. Yeah, see, you I think you like pronounce it similar to me, Banana. I always, whenever I hear like an American pronounce it, or like I guess like the people pronouncing it, it's not even American. It's like streamers as well from the US. I've heard it. They say like Capri. They emphasize the pre son. I think it just depends on where you're enunciating. You're like putting the emphasis. Is it Capri son or Capri son? Apri son. Aprisi. That's a very big straw. It's like a straw for a bulb. You can't. You can't say that, Haru. No. Okay. Oh. Oh, that hurt my stomach. I need a drink of water. I need a drink of water. to just take a second. I'll allow you. Tell me to go drown. Oh. Like from home. Go drink a boba. I haven't had boba tea in a while, but you know, it is pretty nice. It is pretty nice, I will say. I'm really controlling myself here. Okay. 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 I mean, you're from the Midwest. You sounded pretty much normal to you, other than the slight difference in accent and saying vitamins wrong. How am I? You can let the control go. No, 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 no. You guys have to get me a little bit more brain rotted than that before I before I go sicko mode. Sicko mode. Silly. Be free with you. You know, I've seen you be free, Shroomy, in your Discord, in the certain chat. That was quite the surprise. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, I can't believe she would say these type of things. What was that about? About some guy in a movie? Grandpa? Some old man? Don't worry, guys. How do I say vitamins wrong though? It's vitamins. Do you want it to be like vitamins? Vitamins? Vitamin? Alfred is hot in that movie. We say vitamins? Vitamins. But it's It's vit. We literally have a drink in Ireland. Called Vithit banana. If we pronounced it like you, that drink would now become Vihit. Vihit. That wouldn't make any sense. That doesn't rhyme. That doesn't have consistency. You would destroy a whole brand. Banana. You would destroy a whole brand. You just being a little shit. Yeah, I know. Okay. How many chap pages is this chapter actually? Just want to double check real quick because it feels quite long. Okay, no, it's not. Oh wait, no. Okay, yeah, we can probably finish off this this section. Okay, no, it's actually quite short. We're almost there. America is known for destroying things like your emotional stability. Oh, pat, 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 banana, pat, pat. Don't worry. You can just chill out here and throw your emotional stability away for a few hours. Actually, wait, no, don't do that. That's not a good thing. Don't throw your emotional stability away. That's kind of an important feature. Smooth brain time. Do you guys think I watched I saw like a YouTube short. It was either that or like Twitter. Of a guy. It said like surgeon doing origami, but it was a guy with like sticks, like metal sticks, doing origami. So he wasn't using his hand at all. He made like a little crane with these sticks. It was really cool. But like all the comments were like he's gonna make origami out of my brain. I want this guy to add wrinkles to my brain. Anyway, let's finish off this little bit. You thought of instead of Hawk Tua, Hawk Rua, and you had a little giggle. I'm pretty sure WhatsApp made that same comment. Who said that first? I don't know if that could have been Gusto. That could have been Haru. That was definitely someone saying. Someone has definitely said Hawk Rua. And every harm and sickness the three sons of Ur would bring on the Fianna, the three sons of the king of Irua, would take it off them with their herbs and their help and their healing. And after a while the High King of Ireland came to Slieve Miss with a great troop of men to join with Fionn and the Fianna. And they told the High King the whole story, and how the sons of Ur were destroying them, and the three sons of the king of Irua were helping them against them. Why would not the men that can do all that find good... Wait, hang on. Why would not the men that can do all that find some good spell that would drive the sons of Ur out of Ireland, said the High King. You think Haru? Yeah, I feel like it would probably be a Haru thing. It definitely seems like Haru would be someone to say Hawk Rua. With that Quilta went looking for the three men from Irua, and brought them to the High King. These are comely men, said the High King, good in their shape and having a good name. What is that noise? Hang on. Okay, sorry. I thought I heard certain footsteps in the hallway that were the sound of a dog, but it was not. I can always tell it's a certain dog by well, it's a certain, like, it's not a human but a dog by the clicky clacks of their nails on the wood. But I don't think it was. I think it was just something else. I got like all excited. I thought I was gonna see him. I'm gonna give him a big belly rub. Big scratches. The dog, the like family dog, gets so excited when he sees me. He gets so excited. Like, it's like even the other family are like, no, he gets so crazy with me. Me too, bud. You also get crazy when you see me, Mike. I'll give you head pats too, Mike. But he'll come in and he'll be like whining. Does he have gold in his tummy? I haven't checked. He could do. Maybe I should check. He'll start whining and like running around and like pushing into me and running between my legs and like wagging his little tail, wagging his butt. You get scared seeing me in certain places, but excited everywhere else. What? What does that mean? Oh no, I think I get you. You like get scared when you see me in your Discord being like, oh no, I can't be like in front of my streamer friends. In front of my streamers friends, I can't be like weird. That may be one of my favorite comments that I've gotten. Okay, I think we have exactly. Yeah, no, you know what? Truly, I completely understand. I have been I have dealt with similar things where it's like I'll have like a bunch of my streamer friends in and I'll realize that I've been acting like a weirdo. Could you find any charm, my sons, he said, that will drive out these three enemies of the Fianna? We would do it, that if we could. Sorry. We would do that if we could find those men near us, said they, and it is where they are now, at Dare's cairn at the end of the rats. Where are Garb Cronon, the rough buzzing one, and Sultran of the long heel, said Fionn. Here we are, King of the Fianna, said they. Go out to those men beyond, and tell them. I will give them according to the judgment of the King of Ireland in satisfaction for their father. The messengers went out then and brought them in, and they sat down on the bank of the Rath. Then the High King said, Rise up, Dubh, son of the King of Irua, and command these sons of Ur with a spell to quit Ireland. And Dubh rose up and said, Go out through the strength of this spell and this charm, you three enemies of the Fianna, one-eyed, lame-thighed, left-handed of the bad race, and go out to the bitter deep sea, and let each one of you strike a blow of his sword on the head of his brothers, for it is long enough you are doing harm and destruction on the King of the Fianna, Fionn, son of Cool. Oh my god. I thought they were just going to banish them from Ireland. Like, he's going to be like, I want you guys to kill each other. With that, the hound sent a blast of wind under them. Oh my god, he's also like the sack of wind from the SpongeBob movie. That brought them out to the fierce green sea, and each of them struck a blow on the head of the others, and that was the last that was seen of the three destroying sons of Ur, Ainsel, Digboel, and Eswyd. Battle Royale. Oh no, they stepped on the launch pad, bros. But after the time of the Fianna, there came 3 times in 1 year into the West Munster 3 flocks of birds from the western sea, having beaks of bone and fiery breath, and the wind from their wings was as cold as the wind of spring. And for the first time they came was a reaping time, and every one of them brought away an ear of a corn from the field. And the next time they came they did not leave an apple on the tree, or nut on bush, or berry on the rowan. And the third time they spared no living thing they could lift from the ground, young bird or fawn or silly little child. And the first day they came was the same day of the year that the 3 sons of Ur would put out into the sea. Don't want to be weird near your friends. You thought you were safe with your grandpa comment because you went live immediately after, so you were like, oh, he didn't see this, you're safe. Nope. And then I called you out, truly. You're lucky I don't read it out on stream. You know, I'm a big reader, if you haven't noticed. I read things on stream. Maybe I should read it on stream. Okay, now you said do it, that like intimidates me. I don't want to do it anymore. It like scares me. You'll be more embarrassed than you will be. Are you sure about this? Are you threatening me right now? Where is it? Where is it? Where's the comment? Let me look up Grandpa on your server. Okay, you may be right, Shrewey. I may find this a lot harder to read than I initially expected. Okay, this is one of the funniest comments. Okay, I'm not going to read the second one because that one's quite graphic, but I'm going to read the... So this is Shroomi's Discord comment. Listen, I have limited guesses, and unless... Wait, oh, I need to see the context. What is this even being made in? I'm guessing you're guessing about something. Listen, I have limited guesses, and unless you two... And unless you two are into... Wow, that's really hard to say. Okay, Shroomy said, quote, listen, I have limited guesses, and unless you two are into grandpa dick, unquote. That's quite the comment. That's not even... It's not even the worst thing she wrote. It's not even the worst thing she wrote. But you guys don't get to see that part. Let me get back to my Irish myth reading. You stretched hard and your body did a wiggle. I like when my body does a wiggle when I stretch. What if you clipped that without context of it being you? No, 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 you can't do that, Truby. You can't do that. That's illegal. That's not allowed. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you fucking dare. True me. Wait, who's messaging me? Okay, all good. I thought someone needed me, but it was okay. Don't you dare. Don't. I dislike. Wait, what? I suddenly got a lot of. Okay, no. I thought I was again getting pinged. It's okay. Nothing like Ruadh. Grandpa's Richard on stream. No. Okay, let me finish my book. Let me finish. We have like 1, 2, 3. We only have like 3 pages. The silence is. Yeah, the silence is terrifying right now. Listen, he's not brave enough for the worst part. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not gonna read that. Now that you've threatened me with clipping, that is the last thing that I need. He's gotta finish. Yeah, I kind of like how Shroomy needs that grandpa to finish. Okay, we can read again. We can read again. I had to hit myself a few times with the book. Where were we? Oh yeah, here we were. And when Quilta, that was the one of the last of the Fianna, and that was living yet heard of them, he remembered the sons of Ur, and he made a spell that drove them out into the sea again, and they perished there by one another. Good job, Dad. It was about the length of a year the 3 sons of the king of Irua, stopped with Fionn. At the end of the time, Dun and Duvon, 2 sons of the king of Ulster, came out of the north to Munster, and one night they kept watch for the Fianna, and 3 times they made a round of the camp. And it is the way the young men from Irua used to be, in a place by themselves apart from the Fianna, and their hound in the middle of them. At the fall of night there used to be a wall of fire be about them, the way no one could look at them. And the 3rd time the sons of the king of Ulster, made the round of the camp. They saw that fiery wall, and Don said, "It is a wonder the way those 3 young men are through the lengths of the year now, and their hound along with them, and no one getting leave to look at them." With that he himself and his brother took their arms in their hands, and went inside the wall of fire, and they began looking at the 3 young men and the hound. The great hound they used to see every day at the hunting was at this time no bigger than a lapdog, than would be with a queen or a high person, and one of the young men was watching over the dog, and his sword in his hand, and another of them was holding a vessel of white silver to the mouth of the dog, and any drink any one of them would ask for, the dog would put its mouth out of his mouth into the vessel. Then one of the young men said to the hound, "Well, noble and brave one, well, noble one, and brave one, and just one, take notice of the treachery that is done to you by Fionn." No, did I get poked? Did I get poked and not realized? Did I get poked and not realize? I'm so upset. I can't believe this. Hello, Yumi. It's nice to see you. Hello. I haven't caught your streams in a while, but I remember falling asleep quite a few times to your streams. Hello. Thank you for the first time chat. It's nice to see you. How you doing, Yumi? Thank you, Yumi, for the hydrate, by the way. Definitely needed. Where are my clips, Rua? They should just be in the clips, I'm pretty sure. On my channel. Are they not? Ayo, is your boy the hound, the sparkle dog furry? Oh, in my Discord? I don't think I have that as a server. I don't have as a channel. I don't have that as a channel. You're doing good. How are you? I'm doing pretty good, Yumi. I'm pretty comfy. I've been bullied a little bit this stream, but that's normal. They're very mean to me, chat. They're very mean to me. Thank you, Yumi, for the headbat. See, and thank you for the stretch. Ugh. Ugh. My back is a little bit tight after training today. Thank you, Yumi. Very kind of you. We're just doing a little bit of reading. A little bit of reading of Irish myths. Ooh, comfy emo. You think the Gen Media channel is the best fitted? Yeah, that would probably be the best one. You may notice that I post about Genzuki in there a lot. That's a good channel for that. There's a reason it's called the Gen Media channel. It's for me to post Genzukis. Genzuki has been hearting a lot of my comments on his shorts. I know he hearts like almost every comment, but he still sees mine, and mine stands out because it's in English. Yay. So he definitely takes note. Or it's his manager, but it's probably him. Ruadh stands his Oshi. Of course I do. Of course I stand my Oshi. If you get in trouble, it's your fault. I'm gonna ban you, Shroomy. His manager loves you. I like his manager, but not in that way. But maybe if I like give his manager my like number, he'll pass it along. My email. Then one of the young men said to the hound, "Well, noble one and brave one and just one, take notice of the treachery that is done to you by Fionn." When the dog heard that, he turned to the king of Ulster's sons, and there rose a dark druid wind that blew away the shields from their shoulders and the swords from their sides, and into the wall of fire. And then the three men came out and made an end of them. And when that was done, the dog came and breathed on them, and they turned into ashes on the moment, and there was never blood or bone of them found afterwards. The 3 battalions of the Fianna divided themselves into companies of 9, and went searching through every part of Ireland for the kings of Ulster's 2 sons. And as the Fionn, he went to Tara Lucra, and no one with him but the serving lads and the followers of the army. And the companies of 9 that were looking for the king of Ulster's sons came back to him there in the one night, but they brought no word of them, if they were dead or living. But as to the 3 sons of the king of Ruadh, and the hound that was with them, they were seen no more by Fionn and the Fianna. Gotta give your number for the infamous collab. The collab where we don't understand each other, and I embarrass myself. We have one more page. Rip doggy. No, the doggy didn't die. The doggy just left. The 2 sons of Ulster came upon the 3 and the dog they killed them, and the dog hid the evidence. Chapter 4, Red Ridge. There was another young man who came and served Finn for a while. Out of Connacht he came, and he was very daring, and the Red Ridge was the name they gave him. He all but went from Fionn one time because of his wages that were too long in coming to him, and the 3 battalions of the Fianna came trying to quiet him, but he would not stay for them. And at last Fionn himself came, for it is a power he had. If he would make but 3 verses, he would quiet anyone. And it is what he said. "Daring Red Ridge," he said, "good in battle. If you for me today with your great name, it is a good parting for us. But once at Rathcrow," he said, "I gave you 3 times 50 ounces in the one day. At Cam Ruadh, I gave you the full of my cup of silver and of yellow gold. And do you remember the time we were at Ratheye, when we found the 2 women, and when we ate the nuts, myself and yourself were there together? and after that the young man said no more after going from him. Another helper came to Fionn. One time he was fighting at a fjord, and all his weapons were used or worn with the dint of the fight. And there came to him a daughter of Mongain of the Sheath, bringing him a flat stone having a chain of gold to it. And he took the stone and did great deeds with it. And after the fight the stone fell into the fjord, and that got it the name Aught the League Fionn. And that stone will never be found till the woman of the waves will find it, and will bring it to the land on a Sunday morning. And on that day 7 years the world will come to an end. Oh shit, I hope she never finds it. But that is end of book 2 of the kind of second part where we deal out the stories of the Fianna. I hope you guys enjoyed some of that, some of those stories. I still think the image of there was, for those of you who joined, there was a description of a hag, like a witch, who was eating dead bodies, but only those that were fat, not the lean ones. She had one arm, one leg, and a single upper tooth. Well, I assume she had more teeth, but one of her upper teeth was long enough to be used as a crutch. How many children find swords in lake? It's not entirely impossible at this point. Dude, if I find out that some girl in Ireland finds a piece of gold with a gold disc on a chain, I'll be very scared. Why are you telling on me like this? No, Shroomy, you are a much cuter witch. You're a much cuter witch. You don't have such a big toot. Yeah, you'd be safe from the hag. Good job, Mike. Just don't be a fat boy, and she ain't gonna take a bite of you. She's gonna be like, too lean, too sinewy, and then she throws away. You're all bones. Could someone like play the xylophone on your ribs? Diddle doo doo diddle doo doo. Oh, how long have we been streaming for? About 2.5 hours. I think that's a decent time. I think that's a decent time. I might take a little bit of a look around. You're a thick boy. Time to get eaten, I guess, on your banana. Well, it's important for Shroomy to keep her protein up. So, I'm sorry, banana. Who is live? Is anyone live? You are named Banana after all? That's true, Banana. You kind of set yourself up for that. You're going to taste a banana. Rakudo is live. Let me take care of you. We could do Rakudo, and I think you know what? Let's do Rakudo. Don't you guys listen. Wait, hang on. There's another person. Who's this? This Taiyo Shonen. Ooh, he's nice as well. Is he who I think it is? Was I listening to him before? Oh, he's not talking. Onyo. You stumbled on Reku's orange YouTube the other day? Huh? I see. I'm not really surprised. I'm not surprised. Let's bump Tayo's numbers up. Yeah, you know what? I think that's good. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit because I think he's away right now. So we'll wait for him to come back. I hope you enjoyed Mike. But you know what? I will say, Rakuda has a great voice. Yeah, Rakuda has a great voice. He just seems to have a great, what is it? Yeah. No, how do I mimic his voice? What? Oh, sorry, hang on. That was the beep. Well, here you go then while we wait. No! No, Shroomy! Shroomy, how dare you? No. I'm gonna. No, you didn't. You didn't. No, 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 you messed up. You messed up, Shroomy. I say quote, unless I'm quoting myself, I guess. Oh, what a disaster. Oh, Tayu's back. Ooh, he's whispering. Hello, Billy. Oh, no, Billy already melted. Naked Billy, I told... My clothing is gone. Billy, don't you dare. I can't show that type of stuff on Twitch. We've already seen what that's like. You have that art. You can go look at that if you needed to be naked. He's melted everywhere. He's all over the floor. It's like really hot these days. Haru, clean him up. I left it so you wouldn't be too mad. Thank you, Shroomy. I don't need that as a quote. I don't need that as a clip. Okay. Ooh, Tayu's whispering is nice. I'm kind of enjoying this. Oh, he's doing like ear breathing. He's doing like light breathing. I love like gentle ear breathing. Or like, ear blowing. Oh. Oh, that's good. That's real good. I have been considering giving a try because I see that he has like YouTube ASMR videos in the corner. I have been considering doing that. I might do that sometime. But anyway, we're going to raid. We're going to raid off into Tayo. He's... Ooh, that's nice. Just 600 more for you to see something. I'm scared what you're going to be trying to see. I'm scared when you guys get enough points. Excuse me. Thank you for the story time. I'm glad you enjoyed, Ark. I usually, so you'll have to put up with, long talking between it, but I do hope to see you again for another story time. It's always a pleasure having new people come in. And I hope you enjoy the stories. Why are you afraid of you? You're innocent? I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. But thank you guys so much for joining. I suppose I guess we only have like 30 seconds, so I don't know. You guys can just be nice, be good. You guys can just be like rule a raid, yeah. Gareb Mila Mahagut and Slán Gafol, and I will speak to you next time. Bye bye, guys. I'll see you soon. Wait, let me wink.